All, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my friend and colleague, Dr. Birinchi. For students, I would just like to share that we joined the Banaras University on the same year, just a month difference, and since then we have been great friends, and he has been also guiding me in several aspects. So I really thank Professor Jerry for giving me the opportunity to come here and visit this particular university, great university, for the first time. That is also one thing. So I have never been to Harvard earlier, so it is because of Dr. Jerry I am here today. And I all thanks all the organizers of this university, from the Department of Plant Pathology and Entomology, for arranging this talk and giving me the honor. Thank you very much.
Big.
So I was thinking that Professor Jerry is my friend. He'll give me a easy topic to talk. So my introduction is given as a plant pathologist, but as he is to his students, he has shown the same attitude to me also. Given a task job for me to being a plant pathologist to talk about society. So, but I know that I will try and try to meet his expectation that how microbes can be useful or harmful or whatever ways it can be related to any society. So he's given me the topic for microbe for society. So I am also a little intelligent now. So I have changed the topic with microbes and society. So to make it a little bit more convenient to me, so that anyway, actually while I was preparing the talk, I thought that the microbes are not always for society. Sometimes they are also against society, and that is why I twisted that topic a little bit and made it microbes and society. So I will try to relate how microbes are related to society or human being through this talk. And please forgive me if I am unable to do justice for them. Let us come to the point when it comes to microbe. Let us start with the origin. We know that the earliest form of life is microbes, and it has been dated back that 3.7 billion years ago the microbe existed. So you can see that if you see the evolutionary history, then you will see that the microbes came much earlier than the photosynthetic organelles, and then plants came much later. That is around 500 million years ago the plants came into existence. But the plants we see today was not there earlier because most of the plants were aquatic in nature. So what made the plants actually to evolve to go into the terrestrial system? And scientists have found and discovered that there are a lot of microbes that were associated with plants, and one particular microbe, that is mycorrhiza, that actually helped the plants to establish from the aquatic environment to the terrestrial environment. So plant, when we talk about a plant, it's not a single organism. When we talk about a plant, we also talk about millions and billions of microbes that are associated with the plants, whether they are inside the plant or whether they are outside the plant. So altogether, we call the plant to be a superorganism, that is plant plus microbe. We cannot dissociate them. Depending on the environment, the microbial population may vary, the microbial structure may vary, but the plant, it always harbors microbe. And these microbes, as I have said, that help in the evolution of both plant and animals. So now scientists have discovered and they have established the fact that it is mycorrhiza that has helped the plant to establish in the new environment, that is terrestrial environment, from the aquatic stage. So from this small example, we can now realize that what is the significance of microbe. We don't see microbe only for the activities or only for them as an individual entity, but microbe have something else to do, or they are performing else, and we can get an evidence from this fact that microbe even help plant to establish in the terrestrial environment. Nowadays we talk about One Health. So One Health means we don't talk about the health of a soil, health of plant, health of animals or human beings separately. We talk about holistic One Health program, and that is actually initiated by Food and Agricultural Organization. So they said that the health, when we talk about health, it should be One Health. We should be talking, and it should be actually related with everyone. So there are facts that have shown that if your soil is not good quality, what is good quality soil? If it has good biological indicators, that means microbial diversity. If the soil has more microbes and diverse microbes, we consider that soil to be good soil. And if the soil is poor, the microbial diversity is low, normally the plants that grow on such soil is also not healthy. And if you eat fruits or any other part of the plant from such soil, it is considered that the human will develop a fragile health. The health will not be of that robust as it should be. Similarly, on the opposite side, if the plants are grown in a healthy soil, the plants will have a luxuriant growth, it will have some good amount of food production, and if you consume food from such plants, we will have a good health. And it has been established at the scientific level, the relationship between soil, plant and health. So that is what we talk about, the One Health issue. So for any good health, what is important is food that we eat. And when we talk about good food or healthy food, we talk about organically produced food. But when we again talk about organically produced food, largely, indirectly, in a hidden form, we talk about the microbes. Because in organic agriculture, more than any other input, what is the diverse input that we actually expect? It is the microbial diversity in the soil that we grow organic food. Now, that is one part. The microbes play some role in producing healthy food, that is organic food. But what else? When you talk about good food or healthy food, apart from organically grown food, what other type of food is considered to be a good food or healthy food? The second most important food that is considered to be the most healthiest food is the fermented food. And we know, a country like us, we have diverse type of fermented food, right from curd to idli, dosa, dokla and so many things. And these fermented foods, they are considered to be healthy food because they have these benefits. They increase absorption of nutrient, improve brain function, they also provide healthy skins, easier weight loss, fortified immune system, or reduce risk of certain cancer also. So that means when we talk about health, we talk about food, and at the background of the healthy food, it's always microbes that is there. And if you see if you can just relate the current market size of fermented food, it's almost $600 billion market. That means this is now one of the most preferred form of food, globally accepted, and it speaks about the market size speaks about the same. Now coming towards more women well-being, and again looking into the role of microbes into that aspect, we have a common problem nowadays, that is diabetes. Human society is full of diabetic people, and for management of diabetic patients, what we need is that we need insulin as a medicine. Although it is produced by human cells, but it is commercially exploited in a different form, and for that basically microbes are used to produce insulin in industry. So that means a human hormone being produced in the microbe, harvested from the microbial product, and then again sold it in the market, and it is being consumed by patients. So that means again you can see imagine the role of microbes in treating people who are suffering from diabetes. And the market size of insulin is nearly 30 billion US dollar. One single product, 30 billion US dollar market. And we have a giant in India, Dr. Kiran Majumdar Shaw, who started this industry, Biocon, and she's producing, she's one of the largest insulin producer of the world, and she's producing insulin with the help of microbes in fermentation, through fermentation technology. Then microbes are required for developing GM crops. We are talking about GM crop. Of course, in India, we don't have too much of acceptability of these GM crops. But if you go to North America, 90% of soybean is GM. Likewise, there are so many other crops that are fully GM. So that means again, microbe has a big role in also developing GM crops. And the market size of GM crops currently is around again 30 billion US dollar. How can microbe be related to food security? We are talking about agriculture, we are talking about crop production, we are talking about breeding plants for increased yield. So what is the role of microbe there? There are researches that are coming up, and you'll be very surprised to see that a gene has been found in marine algae, and that has a unique ability to for chlorophyll content, and this chlorophyll has the ability to produce more biomass in the plants, and if one that was inserted from the marine algae to the plants. So that means microbes also a storehouse of several genes which can be exploited by us for even securing our food security, in addition to what I have talked about in my class slides. That means these technologies are coming up, these are upcoming technologies, and they have potentiality to even solve the problem of, that means per unit area we can expect more food to be grown with this kind of genes if we incorporate, and those are basically coming from some other forms of microbe. Then microbe can also be part of the economy. In many countries like Canada, Europe, and wine industries, they generate a lot of revenue for the country. And this wine making process involves microbes. We all know that it's yeast that actually involved in the process. And the market is growing at a rate of around 6% and more. And the market value of wine industry is it worth of around $450 billion. So when we talk about two country business, $2 billion, $3 billion contract signed is not very highly. Say India has signed an MOU with America of worth $2 billion. It's in news. And you can imagine if we can celebrate a market or a business of $2 billion, and this particular one product throughout global, it has a value of around $450 billion. So they contribute a lot to their own society and the economy of their countries. Then microbes, they can also play some role in climate change. We all know that the carbon dioxide, CO2 is causing greenhouse emissions, and how to actually, this greenhouse gases is causing climate warming, and this, due to climate warming, we are facing a lot of problems, including agriculture. If we just look into the greenhouse gases, it is approximately 408 metric million tons of greenhouse gases are released, and the significant part of this greenhouse gas is almost 19% or 20% approximately is from one particular sector of agriculture, that is use of nitrogenous fertilizer. Nitrogen fertilizer alone contribute 20% of the total agricultural greenhouse gas emission. So that means if we just take care of one particular aspect of agriculture, we will be contributing hugely to the climate change factor. Now, if you just see the social impact of this particular nitrogen fertilizers, 80% of total nitrous oxide emission is basically through application of synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. So one particular input in agriculture, that is nitrogen fertilizer application, causes 80% emission of nitric oxide emission in the there. And if we see into in terms of monetary value, what it is causing. So India, a country like India, is losing every year around $10 billion worth of nitrogen fertilizer as a loss. 10 billion. And the cost of nitrogen pollution to human health or health ecosystem, it is approximately 75 billion US dollar. Because of these pollutions, the diseases people are getting, the money they are putting for their health or visiting hospitals, going for diagnostics, taking medicines, if you take all these things, then it comes around 75 billion US dollar per year. That is the health cost of this one single input, that is fertilizers. So you can imagine now, relate that one particular input of agriculture has so much of social relevance in terms of when we talk about social relevance, this is only in terms of human health. We are not talking about animal health here, we are not talking about biodiversity loss, or we are not talking about other facts. So it is very difficult to calculate, but this data shows us that one single input can cost us so heavily. So plant requires nitrogen. So what is the alternative? Alternative is, if you can replace this synthetic nitrogen fertilizer application with biofertilizers like rhizobium or some other bacteria, we can start with this, and it will reduce your nitrogen pollution to a great extent, and it will also add up, cut the cost of human expenditures on health related issues. Similarly, if we cut down the pesticide level synthetic pesticide application amount, it will also have a good impact on the environment, and it will also cut down a lot of health issues, and thereby at monetary level we can save a lot of money also as well. So here we are talking about the benefits of microbes, but microbes has other aspect also. It can cause also a lot of harm to us, and one of the common harm that we face from microbe is the foodborne illness. When we eat certain things, and if it is having some contamination with human pathogens, then definitely we get sick, and we really need to go visit a doctor for that. And the common bacteria that food comprises are E. coli, Salmonella, Listeria, and so on. And if you eat raw salads and vegetables, it is the maximum, we are maximizing the chance of getting this foodborne diseases and going into that. But again, in the flip side, there are microbes to even cure us from those illness. We know that if we have a stomach upset, we go for a doctor prescribe an antibiotic, and we get better. So that means one microbe is causing illness to us, but again, the other form of microbe, it is also helping us to cure from the same illness. So microbe has all answers for what we suffer for. And the global antibiotic market is approximately 50 billion US dollar. So you know that antibiotic is not like rice or any other staple food that we consume. But still, you see the value of antibiotic, that is around 50 billion US dollar. That means how much antibiotic is required globally to address microbial illness. Microbes can also impact demographic changes. I think most of you, if you are agricultural graduates, so you all have come across the great famine that was caused in potato in Ireland. So I am not going detail into this because everybody knows it. What I will try to emphasize here is that the amount of death that took place because of this disease. At places, more than 40% people were died, or either they have immigrated to other country, or they have died, and the population has gone down more than 40%. And the most interesting data I want to show you here, that at the time of Ireland famine, the population of Ireland was approximately 8 million people, which has gone down. And even after 180 years of past the famine, the population is still not the original population. It is approximately 7 million people. So one particular disease affected the crop, lot of people died, lot of people immigrated from that place, the population has come down, and the population after even 160, 80 years also, the population has not reached the level of population that it was. More interestingly, we still don't have any solution for that problem. This is in December 2023 in Punjab. Half of the potato was wiped out from the same old disease that caused famine in Ireland, 1840s. So after almost 170, 180 years of research and others also, we still don't have answer for this matter. Again, it is a fungus. Of course, it's not a very micro fungus, but what we call consider it as microbes. So microbes have this kind of devastating effect on our society as well. Needless to say, our country also has faced a similar situation in Bengal in 1940s. These are real pictures. People died, people starved, they got diseased, and because of only one disease that was in paddy, and paddy was a staple food crop in that particular area, and a lot of people died. Nearly 2.1 million means what will be the figure in lakhs? 20 lakhs in one small part of the country, that is Bengal area. How many people died in Corona period? Official figures say around 5 lakhs people. Entire country, 5 lakhs people died, and we are doing hue and cry. Imagine almost 80 years back, in a small state, Bengal, that time part of Bangladesh also affected, 20 lakhs, this is the official figure. Unofficial, I think it will be more than 2-3 lakhs more. People died because of hunger. So we had some discussion about social media and so many things. I think one of the major reason is COVID-19. It's a virus that has caused significant impact on our society. And one great thing, one major impact it had is, apart from dying and other people death and other things, it has caused global poverty, because industries and lot of sectors have been either slowed down, or some of the industries were closed down, and because of it, it has led to global poverty, and it has made achieving the #1 SDG, that is zero hunger, even more difficult. Zero poverty, even more difficult because of the COVID. COVID has much more impact, not only global poverty, it has caused mental health issues globally because of isolation, social distancing, job loss. So many things happened during the COVID period, death of relatives, and people suffered mentally just because of one particular virus, that is COVID-19. We had a lot of discussion about children, why they are not discussing. One of the major factors of the current generation students that we relate is because of COVID, because it has had because of those 2 years of online teaching, or whatever the cause we talk about, it had a negative impact on education. It has made students less competitive. It has forced some children to drop out from schools and go for earning money. Frontline workers, their children suffer because of isolation. They could not meet their parents. Social media addiction, because their students or kids, they were all throughout this period they were engaged with electronic devices. That has led to addiction in one way. These are all also part of the effect of COVID that has led to a different type of reactions from the students, from the younger kids that we are facing in the classroom or outside the classrooms. So it's not the students to be blamed all the time, because we are habituated of having a different kind of atmosphere in the classes earlier, but post-COVID the entire scenario has got changed. Lot of materials also become available online. For certain students, they have plenty of things to explore and access than what they receive in the classroom. So I think there are a lot of issues that needs to be dealt with. In general, when we talk about microbes, microbe is basically surrounded by us, and our skin temperature, texture, thickness, humidity, our body chemistry, all determine the composition and structure of microbes that we are actually having on our body. How many of you know that women's hands typically harbor more lactic acid bacteria? And these lactic acid bacteria are known for using in fermenting wine, pickles, and yogurt. So that is why probably more than our fathers, we see our mothers who were actually involved in making pickles, because pickles were turned out to be the most tastier ones. But at the same time, males are also not behind. Man's hand carry more Corynebacterium. And this Corynebacterium group of bacteria, they are known to actually synthesize a compound that is monosodium glutamate. And monosodium glutamate is known for flavor enhancing in food, canned vegetables or soups or any other foods. So that's why probably we see more chefs male in the hotels and restaurants than women. So because customers need good flavor to eat from the food, and probably that was a selection by natural choice of gender, that in the restaurants we find more male chefs than female chefs, probably because their hands carry more Corynebacterium, and this Corynebacterium, when they use to cook food, so they get into those and produce more flavor. So I'm just joking, but this is scientifically proven. So I think the scientific reason behind this is the hormonal balance between male and female. So that supports different kind of food microbes in our body. So in female, they possess different group of bacteria in their hands, and the male, they harbor different kinds of. At the same time, even a single person, their two hands, they don't carry the same kind of microbes. What's the reason? It's basically, probably we don't expose our both hands together in the same item all the time throughout our daily activities. That is probably one of the reasons. We eat food, if we are a right-hander, we eat food with right hand. So our left hand is not touching the food. So that means some kind of chemistry that is getting changed in our skin in the right hand, it is not getting affected in our left hand. So the microbial population will definitely vary in our hands. So I'm just giving others, I am leaving it to you to guess what different things we do with both different hands. So there are ample things to guess, and you can guess it. Microbes also keep our vital organs like brain, digestive system and immune system working properly. How many of you know it? We think that our brain, our kidney, our immune system, what it has to do with microbe. But now science has established that it's microbes that actually keep these organs healthy, or they are in proper shape. But again, question arises, which microbes? We have microbes in hands, we have microbe in our saliva or in the mouth part, we have microbe in the guts. Well, which kind of microbe help this? It is found that mostly the gut microbiome is responsible for the well-being of human beings. Your skin microbe will basically take care of skin, but your internal microbiome that is present in your gut, that determines a lot of things, including the vital organs of a human body for its healthy or well-being. So gut microbiomes play a role in digestion, regulating the immune system, disease prevention, wound healing, appetite control. Because you see some people, their kids, they are keep on eating all the time. Some, even parents try to force them, they don't eat. Why? They are of same age maybe, but why do they? Because it's the appetite, and appetite is again governed by your gut microbiome. So kid is not to be blamed, it's again the parents. We need to actually ensure that gut health is good for the child. So next time when you go for grabbing a, what do you call it? Burger. That's right. So you must think of your gut health, because these kind of foods never ensure a good gut health or gut microbiome population. So try to have fermented food, as I have said earlier, at least incorporate in your daily food along with your natural food, seasonal food. That leads to healthy gut microbiome. Okay. Now, many a times you say that मेरा mood खराब है. Mood क्यों खराब है? Always you have lot of things that comes and goes, but some people get affected very easily, some are not. Even your emotions are also get controlled by your microbiome. Because all these things are related to certain secretion of certain hormones and certain in your body chemistry is involved, and your body chemistry is basically governed by expression of certain genes, and for expression of the genes you require certain stimulus or signal, and you will be surprised to know that signals which comes from these microbes. If you eliminate this microbe, that signal will be lost, that particular gene will not be triggered, and that particular hormone, the chemical will not be secreted, and it will affect you even emotionally. It's not always that your heart or kidney or your other things will be affected, even your emotions can get affected if your gut microbiome is not healthy. So my gut microbiome is linked to all the diseases. I'm not going to elaborate, but I'm just trying to talk about one particular disease, that is Parkinson. फेमस पर्सनालिटी के नाम बताइए जिसका पार्किंसन था. There are a lot of people, including famous boxer Muhammad Ali. He had Parkinson. So people till 10-15 years back, it was just like diabetes. It was thought that Parkinson is a genetic disorder, because a particular hormone is not secreted from the brain, and its non-secretion of this hormone leads to Parkinson's disease. So that means the gene is defective. That is the simplest answer for that. But again, as I have said, mentioned, now Parkinson is completely determined with your gut microbiome, because these bacteria release the signal for triggering of the gene that releases that particular hormone. So if you get rid of this good bacteria from your stomach by eating burgers or consuming more antibiotics, so your gut microbiome get imbalanced. The healthy ones, their population goes down, and certain expression of certain genes get affected, and finally people suffer from diseases like Parkinson as well. So again, even disease like Parkinson is affected by your gut microbiome. So gut microbiota can be inherited. A newborn baby can acquire the gut microbiota from his or her mother. There is interesting things. A baby born through natural delivery process is found to harbor mother's microbe in their gut. But a baby that was taken out through extraction through C-section, ऑपरेशन से वो बेबी होता है, उसमें मदर के जो माइक्रोबायोम है उसके बहुत कम रिफ्लेक्शन आता है. कई बार ये देखा गया कि वो रिफ्लेक्शन जो डॉक्टर उसको सर्जरी किए थे उनकी it has come out from those doctors because the baby get exposed to that doctor only, not through the mother. So actually when the baby passed through the natural delivery canal, the baby acquires certain microbes or bacteria through mouth, through skin, through all forms. They goes into the body. But when it is extracted through operation, so सीधा किसके संपर्क में आता है? डॉक्टर की संपर्क में. So a lot of microbe from the doctor's body can pass on to the baby, and that is why their microbiome is found to be much different from the parent or mother. Now, suppose you are moving to a new place, what do you carry with you? Normally all your essential stuff. सबसे पहले मोबाइल, बाकी कुछ हो या ना हो मोबाइल फोन तो होना चाहिए, है ना? Anyway, आप you forget about everything. If you go barehanded, you carry enormous amount of resources with you, and that is nothing but your microbes. You carry your microbes to new places where you move, and therefore each home has distinct microbial community that came mostly from its human inhabitants. आप एक फैमिली घर में रह रहा है, उसका माइक्रोबियल आप पॉपुलेशन और उसका एसेस कर लीजिए, उसको हटा दीजिए 10 दिन के लिए दूसरे परिवार को रख दीजिए, bring a different family, and you will find a microbiome will get changed within the house. So the aura of human also carries microbe, and this gets settled and established in the environment where you reside. No two people have the same mix of microbes, even if they are twins. Now, how to capitalize this? That human carry microbe, different people carry different microbes. इसका कोई हम relevance निकाल सकते हैं क्या? We human being clever enough always to think some benefits for us, and we try to capitalize this signature, microbial signature, in solving crimes. Microbes could help in solving crimes because forensic experts now, जैसे मैंने कहा कि criminal जो उस area में रहा होगा, उसमें किसी को murder किया होगा, whatever it is, चोरी किया होगा, it leaves some microbial trace of that particular person in that crime scene, and forensic people, they are trying to exploit this as a signature of the thief or the murderer to get hold of this particular thing. Even microbes, जैसे murder कब हुआ, this is ये बहुत बड़ा information होता है to solve the mystery. ये 2 घंटा पहले हुआ, 10 घंटा पहले हुआ, 2 दिन पहले हुआ, 4 दिन पहले हुआ. This is a very important clue for investigators. And microbes help also comes as a rescuer for the investigators to think about in this direction, because जैसे हम crop decomposition होता है, human body also gets decomposed, and उसका decomposition में the role of microbe is evident, and looking into the decomposition process और उस समय microbes का load क्या है that body में, if you just try to evaluate that, then you will come to know that कि what is the time of death it may be by looking into the decomposition stage. So just trace the microbial signatures, because this is, as I have said, lignin degrader, hemicellulose degrader, likewise we go into the different time, after different time we get different microbial signatures on decomposing plant residues. Similarly, the same thing happens when the human body gets decomposed, and these microbial signatures can give you an accurate information of what is the time of death of this particular person or when the crime was taking place. So all of you must be feeling for a cup of tea after going through sitting here for more than 2 years. When we talk about tea, we also talk about taste. We don't like tea everywhere, but we go to one particular shop because the taste is good. But from the same tea garden, you can improve the taste of the tea by applying or using specific microbes. So microbes can even add taste to your tea. It was found scientifically that a group of bacteria, if they are found in the rhizosphere of the tea plants, those tea plants, the taste of tea is better than others. So that's how it is linked. When we are working on agricultural field, we know that even microbes like trichoderma, we have experience with farmers. When you use trichoderma, the aroma of the aromatic rice becomes higher. It's a thing that we have come across when working with farmers, but these are scientific evidence where they have shown that the taste of your tea can be enhanced, the flavor of it can be enhanced if a specific type of bacteria they are present in the roots. One of the biggest problems the world is facing is microplastic pollution. It's everywhere. Even in our blood now, microplastics are moving. But how to get rid of these things? It's very, very difficult. So, we know that certain worms, they have the ability to digest plastic. So what people did is that they designed the gut microbiome in a way in the same worms, so they are able to digest or they are able to actually degrade these plastics better. So we were talking about human gut microbiome. The people have designed microbiome for these particular worms, and these worms are now able to digest the plastics much quicker than their normal thing. Now a lot of people, they keep pets at home, and these pets, they are obese at times. They become unhealthy because they don't have place to move around. A multi-story apartment where you are residing, so where your pet will go, where they will run. So they become obese with time. Microbes have solution to this. Even probiotics are designed for obese pets. You give those probiotics to your obese pets and their weight can be reduced over time. And interestingly, we Indians, or particularly ancient Indians, they knew the importance or significance of microbes, and that is why they used to have practices like this. They used to paint their house walls with cow dung, or they used to even paste cow dung cakes on their walls. Later on, it was found that cow dung keeps the insects away, and they also behave as a thermal insulator. How many of you know Govardhan Puja? What is it? After Deepavali, this particular celebration is performed. So it is symbolic worship of the event. Lord Krishna lifted the Govardhan mountain to rescue the people of his village from a torrential rain. In response, in symbolic of that puja, nowadays in North India, even now people worship Govardhan Puja, they perform Govardhan Puja, and the main component of Govardhan Puja is cow dung. You imagine, a lot of people, they gather together, they prepare god-like structures, very big structures at times, a lot of people visits, they worship it, and even they offer newborn or young kids to this puja. Offer means they bring them to the worship place and to the place. Now what is the reason behind it? People were not aware of any microbiology of that time. But these kind of activities, actually they have the result out of it. When you bring a newborn kid to the heap of cow dung, the child is expected to be healthy and free from diseases. So these are reasons why these kinds of cultural rituals we have in our society, and we perform this type of activities because cow dung particularly, it has numerous benefits. We know very little about it, but it has numerous benefits, and because of that the cow dung is worshipped in our society. It has antibacterial property, it is natural disinfectant, it has even mosquito repellent activities. Like nowadays, a lot of talks that goes on natural farming. How many of you know what is natural farming and how it is different from organic farming? What is the difference between natural and organic farming? Our PM speaks about natural farming. A lot of us, we think that natural farming and organic farming, it has the same meaning. But natural farming is the kind of farming which is basically a diversified farming using crop, tree and livestock totally, and the input of the natural farming is mostly from desi cow. That is the concept behind natural farming. I'll tell you why. Organic farming, we can increase biofertilizer, we can add compost, but in natural farming we don't even add biofertilizer, we don't even add compost. What we use, one of the major component of natural farming is Amrut. What is Amrut? It is a mixture of cow dung, water, cow urine, jaggery, and they are put in one place, they get fermented, and this fermented product is then sprayed on plants. These are all natural and mostly based on cow, and that is basic cow. So the significance, what I am trying to say is that we know the significance of cow dung and other sources, but now scientists have come out with some information what cow dung carries. So the article, it says that cow dung is a small world of microflora and fauna. It has diversified microbes. These microbes are important for sustainability in agriculture and even environment, to the environment. So the cow dung harbors is such diverse and such important beneficial microbes that it has too much significance for protecting the environment as well as agriculture. It is believed that cattle dung manure microbiota as a substitute for even micronutrients and growth management practices. So I am just listing few of the scientific output that has come out from the research on cow dung. There are plenty of researches on different aspects. So what we can say that after this 1 hour of discussion, we can say that microbe now has the power to change the world. From climate change to human health to plant health, animal health, everything is governed by microbes. So if we have a diverse microbiome, our earth will be healthy. If we have a lesser diversity in our microbiome, our earth will suffer from several issues. And the call is to save microbes, to save the planet. That means if we can protect the microbes, it will protect the planet indirectly. So the $1,000,000 question is, can we live without microbes? What's your thought? He has something else in his mind. Still thinking. Thank you very much for your kind questions. So it was a very, very different experience for me. A lot of information while preparing this talk, even it was new to me. When I was going through, I was not able to come out of this microbial world because I was biased towards only plant pathogens. That is what I was doing for last 35 years. So when we started knowing other aspects of microbes, now I think that sometimes I should also try something else from plant pathology, what I am doing. Anyway, thank you very much for your patience hearing. If you have any queries, I will try to address.